Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin. Monday morning, May 2nd, about 8:50 a.m. and I'm heading into work, and I am at the end of quite an intense run of days. I got Addie on Wednesday when I got home from work, and she came to me with bring your kid to work day on Thursday. And so that I wouldn't have to run her back and forth to Staten Island, I kept her and took a vacation day on Friday, pseudo vacation day, as the projects at work, even though I'm working as an in-house SEO as opposed to a marketing agency SEO, are still rather fast and furious and on the intense side, in a good way. The best kind of work is the work that challenges you right to the edge of your limits, and my boss is perfect at doing that. And I didn't get quite all the work done from Thursday through this moment as I had planned. I have one that I'm going to go in and essentially try to do in a couple of hours while my boss is at a meeting about something else, and hopefully by the time he comes out of it, it will be in good enough form for use in its intended way. And if not, I will ask for the meeting to be delayed. It's fairly ambitious. It's a decent amount of thought work to cram into the available time, but what happened is I dedicated myself to my daughter over the past 4 days, and I am not sorry about that at all. So I need to do more inspired work in less time, but isn't that always the case? It's all about sort of a weighing and a measuring of priorities, and I made my choices, but you can actually deliver on quality in places where it would seem like you can't because of the golden ratio. It goes something like quality, speed, cost, pick any two. And I'm respectably well compensated, and I produce high quality work, so the price usually with me is speed, the speed with which I get stuff done. I like to think, I like to deliberate, and I like to do things right. I don't seek perfection, and I use the 80-20 rule to judge all work that gets prioritized to the head of the queue, so that by the time I finish 20% of it, the 80% that matters is actually complete, and I can move on to the next thing and still be banking consecutive net gains. Nonetheless, I do like to chase perfection, and every day I look at what is most broken, what needs the most attention before I actually sit down and start doing the next thing, because the next thing might have several nested subtasks that gobble up the whole day. And I call those rabbit holes, and I always do rabbit hole evaluations. In the course of doing work, if something seems to be more than I expected it to be, I ask myself, is this just sort of a linear thing that I can just steamroll my way through and get to the end of it? Or is this something that leads to yet another subtask and another potentially with unknowns in the picture? Because you don't know how long it's going to take to step out of that subtask and get back to the original thing you set to do that day. So if there is an unknown, and particularly if there are more than one unknowns, that is the type of work that didn't pass a rabbit hole evaluation and is not of the 80-20 sort that should be front-loaded, and you should move on. I should move on because this is how I evaluate my work every day. But then I should move on to find the next thing, which actually addresses the next thing that is most broke, that I can actually fix quickly, bank the win. So I'm going in to do one of these pieces of work. Very determined to make sure that there are no nested subtasks that will wash away the precious couple of hours I have between now and when my boss is going to be able to look at it again and produce something that's quality enough for a meeting that's on the calendar, and if not, be completely honest and forward with my boss and asking for one more day. Given the stakeholders and the quality of work I have been delivering recently, I think it will be acceptable. Yep, that's one of the prices of having me as one of the people on your team. When the opportunity comes up to max out my time with my daughter, I'm going to take it. But the things I'm instilling into her are very aligned with the type of thought work that I do at the office. So there should still be some synergies that occur and ways that I can, in fact, one day start showing Addie what I do, especially as I do Python coding more and more as the primary means, the primary tool of my job. I plan on letting her see me do that when I work from home with her and spark her interest. She's already asked about cursor movement in Vim. Yeah, that would be an interesting one to pull off, teaching a 5.5-year-old the Vim text editor. So anyway, that's where my mind is at. That's what my day looks like it's going to be like, and this is me working through it in my head, so when my butt hits the chair, I know exactly what to do and why. So thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you again soon, and don't forget to subscribe.